Hi, everybody. I definitely hope I've got everything set, all my levels set. How's it going today? Doing pretty good here so far. I decided I was just gonna do a live stream today. Why not? Because it's Sunday, and right now I've got little else to do, but I've also got some news. And I got a little obscure game that I want to play. Thought maybe it could be fun to kind of interact with some of you fine folks out there while I'm playing this ridiculous game. Um, so let's see. I think we're gonna start the way that I always want to try to start, and that is let me get this going here. All right, so let me put this over here. Okay. Let me do that, and then we're gonna share it that way. Okay. All right. So we're just going to jump right into this. I have a featured campaign that I wanted to kind of go over today, and it happens to be Dojo Coon Comics Projectile Reptile. So let's get into this cool little trailer they got.
Infamous gunslinger Desmond Gibbons, better known across the Wild West as the Cactus Kid, comes to the sleepy town of Clarkson. Trouble finds him in the unlikeliest of sources, the sheriff. After their conflict, the Cactus Kid finds himself inexplicably wearing the badge of a lawman. Later, while on the trail of a serial killer, he and his deputy run afoul of a powerful druid, and the events that lead to the Cactus Kid's transformation into the hulking, four-armed projectile reptile are even more than the druid bargained for. From the Wild West to current-day Los Angeles, where he meets superheroes Black Eagle and Red Hawk, and forms an uneasy alliance with the stunning but deadly Kitty Hawk. Join the projectile reptile on a journey of gunslinging druidic magic, superheroes, and artifacts. Projectile Reptile from Dojo Coon Comics, only on IndieGoGo. Are you ready for the truly Wild West?
Now it says only on IndieGoGo, but of course, if any of you know me, we are not on IndieGoGo right now. Looking at this campaign, we are actually on Fun My Comic. So super hype, super cool stuff. And yeah, so I guess it's Brian Menard of Dojo Coon fame. He's got a really cool show. You guys should check him out. He's had me on a couple of times, even before I had a campaign to discuss. And it's really cool show. Be able to be a part of a panel discussion. I like doing that type of content. Even I mean, I don't even I just want to hang out, chill, talk comics, talk things. Um, let's see for a sec. We got someone in the chat. Yo, uh, oh, J Bot, welcome. Glad you can make it. It's kind of cool to see you on this side. Um, so yeah, today we're going to be going through this featured campaign. I'm going to discuss some changes that I've made to Chrome Dog, the Chrome Dog campaign here on Fun My Comic, and then we're going to get into some video game spielen, video game spielen, as they say in the German. Um, so yeah, so we're going to play a cool video game here in a bit. Wow, like this cover, this is really cool. And there's definitely a lot of mystery surrounding this comic already. It's like I'm not even sure what's going on, but it looks like something that I would definitely be here for. Um, it's a cool cover. Um, yeah, he's definitely an interesting character to say the least. Transcended multiple times, it looks like, so that's kind of neat. It's got these almost futuristic looking guns here. Okay, all right, well, interesting stuff. So we got Clarkson, population 342, as he rides into town. Yeah, I like westerns. I look forward to doing some westerns of my own in the future. That's a cool character design there. It's like the dynamic duo in Dojo Coon's world. A little analog of the Batmobile. That's kind of neat. Oh, okay. Well, so let me see if I can show this real quick. I'm still learning, JBot, so you can bear with me. So he says, I'm at work, so I'll be bouncing back and forth. LOL. Hey, I appreciate you coming by. I'll do my best to entertain. Hopefully, I'll have a lot of fun things to talk about. Hey, Fanta, how's it going? Glad you can make it. Um, just hanging out and doing my thing. Figure I might live stream a bit today. I've been doing some back end stuff on my campaign, which I'll get into here in a bit. But in the meantime, I wanted to kind of feature this stunning campaign here. It definitely we need a lot more love over on Fund My Comic, and there are features. I've got word that they are coming, so we're doing all that we can to kind of make it better. I say we because I am full disclosure. I am kind of part of the administrative staff. I'm not a mover or shaker, but I'm definitely support with in the back end of Fund My Comic. So I'm doing all that I can do to help in that regard. I'm also a pretty good beta tester all around, mainly from my day job, but I can beta test other things. And so, as a creator, or creative, if you will, with a project on Fund My Comic, there's certain things that I would like to see on there that um, different features that I would like to see, and I'll get into those here in a little bit later. But wow, like this is a cool image here. Um, that's just neat, man. Having four arms with four blasters. I mean, it doesn't get cooler than that. At least not much. Dude's got his mask. That's kind of cool. All right, so we got Siamese. I guess that's another catch up second printing. Okay, so apparently this is a book that he put out before, Dojo Kun. Got a Keshi figure. I'm definitely interested in finding out more about those. I'm not really sure what a Keshi figure is yet myself. I see them around here and there. I do remember the old like muscle men. I think those are kind of cool. So I'm guessing this is similar to that. Um, and then we've got there's this neat little card game. That's kind of a neat idea to add to the campaign. Here's a production team. Of course, we got Eric Weathers on the letters. Was that Caius? That's a cool name. Um, yeah, so that's pretty cool, man. Nice looking campaign. Um, if I remember correctly, I believe this campaign was, or not this campaign, but the one over on IndieGoGo was shadow banned, which so far so good. Chrome Dog has not been shadow banned. I guess I've flown just far enough under the radar um, to kind of keep that up there. It's Chrome Dog currently is in demand. Belmont is launching a Smokes Keshi figure soon. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess I need to look into that. I know that I'm interested in doing plushies of Wally the Wolf, like the ones that Chrome Dog sells in at the carnival, mainly because I mean, and not the least of which, so far there's been at least 2 to 3 people who have told me, plushies, please God, plushies. The first I think was Shadowhawk, and then the second was yesterday when I was on with Red Valkyrie. Shay told me, she's like, you've got to do a plushie. So, eventually, the plushies are not cheap, and it's something that, because what I'm seeking to create is going to become an actual brand and something. Well, sure. I mean, I love plushies too, and Pekushis are awesome. uh, lots of lube for the Pekushis. Um, and you can just feel the excitement in the in those thumbprints on your phone. They're Fanta. Love it. Um, but um, but yeah. So but what I'd love to do is like a slam buddy of Chrome Dog. I think that would be a lot of fun. Like a big, one of those big slam buddies, kind of like the WWF ones from back in the day. I kind of reacquainted myself with one of those old ads last night, and it definitely got me stoked for that. I don't even know if anyone's doing them in that old traditional way. Oh my gosh, beanies. Hey, you want to talk about beanies? All right. So I guess, my show's never going to be tangent free. We'll go down all kinds of rabbit holes, and I'm here for it, especially when the only guests I have are the people in my chat. Let's do it. So I have Beanie Babies that I'm going to be putting up for sale, probably on Whatnot. Which I'm not going to go into much about Whatnot this in this stream, but yeah, last week I kind of went into more detail. I guess it was in my first stream. It was more of a premiere rather than actually live because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Um, well, sure, of course, you can't help it, Fanta. I love your enthusiasm always. Like, don't change, please. Um, but yeah. So what I'm trying to do, or what I'm seeking to do, is I've got a lot of media and different items that don't seem to be doing so well on eBay, and I think it's because a lot of people are leaving eBay for numerous reasons, but not the least of which is that Whatnot gives you a platform where that you can actually interact with people like we're doing here, and have something to sell. So it's an auction platform. The only drawback is you can't peruse or you can't look at what's on Whatnot unless you have an account. So you have to create that account before you can even open the website to see what all auctions are up. But it is what it is. And a lot of the auctioneers, if I could call them that, or the users, sellers on there, what they'll do is they'll have certain auctions that are always up, even when they're not on stream selling. They'll have certain auctions that are up, and so I plan to do that type of thing, and just kind of make a go of it over there. And all the proceeds that I get out of selling, once I pay for shipping, of course, and all that, is going to go directly into creating indie comics. But beanies from, oh, okay. So she she's talking about, okay, so she says, oh, I'm sorry, I meant beanies for your head. Sure, I mean, eventually, hats, merch, stuff like that. But like for me, I'm here to produce a comic book. I want to make my first comic, and then get to a place where I can have merch later on down the track. I feel like comic books, maybe that's why there's not too many tchotchkes. Well, not there's hardly anything that would be considered a tchotchke on my campaigns. Um, I think the metal print, to me, it speaks for itself because Chrome Dog, he deserves to have that print in that way. And once I got Aaron Lepresti on board, we got that. That's obviously going to be a metal print, but and the few little stickers here and there, and we've got the that are coming, and we've got the bookmark, the metal bookmark. All these metal themed things. I'm totally down for. And it's just I want to make a start and get my comic done and out to the backers and also to the readers, because ultimately, once we go to production, it's going to be a continually produced comic book, as into the future. Now the Lopresti print is only going to be printed once, so it's like a one and done thing. But in the foreseeable future, if you go to Aerocomics .store website, you'll see Chrome Dog on there as an item. Not right now because it's not produced, but everything that's on the Aerocomics.store is actively available right now. You can either get a digital download, or you can purchase a comic book or a T-shirt. Actually, you know what? I'm not doing my due diligence. I should have worn my T-shirt. I might have to go throw it on real quick here in a few. Um, but uh, but anyway, lots of tangents. Anyway, let's get back into this campaign here. Um, so it looks like he's got 5 backers, and it's currently at $245. That's 16% of the funding goal of $1,500. There's 16 days left to go on this campaign, so we certainly need a lot of love over here on Fund My Comic. I don't remember. I didn't really pay attention to how much he was able to raise over on Indiegogo, or what may or may not have happened over there. But yeah, definitely consider backing this. Even if it's just to even if it's to contribute to him, even if you've backed over on Indiegogo, contribute in as much or as little as you like. It looks like that starts with $1. So we get to the rewards here. We've got a $5 rewards tier. You get a full color projectile reptile print, um, which is that's a solid pick for sure. Like that's a really nice one. Um, yeah. And then $6 plus shipping for the 6 a.m. acrylic keychain. That's kind of cool. When you got $10 plus shipping, you get the Chibi sticker collection by Alex Thompson. There's 4 stickers, or sorry, 5 stickers. So those are kind of cool. And we got the neat little Mint 10 game, which it's a tiny game. That's dice, and you got your little cards. It's kind of cool. I mean, and for $10 plus shipping, I mean, where do I sign up? Then we have the Reptile Keshi figure here, which I've already said that was $10 shipping, and then $25 plus shipping is of the Caius cover version of Projectile Reptile comic book. It's 48-page full color square bound physical copy with the split Iron Man homage cover by Caius. So there we go. So it's an homage cover, so that's cool. And then we go on to the Renzo Rodriguez Saloon Girls variant, which Renzo, I mean, these two artists are like both phenomenal in their own right. Renzo, he does a lot of really cool work. I believe, unless I'm mixing my words up, I think that he's also working on Coney Waves over there's Mark Polton's project. And if not, I'm sure someone can correct me. um, but yeah, the so and that's with the Saloon Girls variant. He's got 2 hands with his guns up, and the other 2 hands are probably not where they should be. But hey, this is comics. um, and we got a catch up tier for the Siamese catch up tier. No, full pun intended there. It looks like it's a 128-page graphic novel. So, and it collects, I guess it's Siamese numbers 1 through 4 in a trade paperback. So that's, I mean, that's a pretty good value. $35, 128 pages of awesome. Man, that's the other thing. Like, I can't wait to have the Chrome Dog story arc complete in 3 issues. Let's see. Fanta says, I think you've just helped me decide what my first video of the day will be. Well, all right. Hey, that's what we're here for. We're here to help people decide and make decisions. And as long as folks are deciding to make something new, and 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 actually promote other people, I'm definitely here for it. Um, so, and then right here we've got the $40 exclusive hardcover Punisher homage um, variant by Shelby Robertson. Not just Shelby, like the Shelby Robertson, or the, as it were. Very cool stuff. Yeah, oh man, I remember that cover, the Punisher cover. I need to look that up. The one that it's homaging. That's really neat. He's got all 4 of his arms out. I mean, that's kind of neat, and I'm really trying to understand what's going on in this world. It's very intriguing to me. Because you've got this Wild West stuff, and then according to the trailer, the guy gets transformed from, I'm guessing, from this to this, and then somehow ends up in the future. Like, there's so much going on here, so I'm really curious how that story plays out in those 48 pages. So I mean, it's definitely very interesting. So one thing, this will be a nice little segue to move on into what I wanted to say. And if you want to, let me. I guess I'll just throw this in the. See if I can throw this in the chat. I don't know how to pin a comment, but I'll learn eventually, I guess. Let me see here. Oh, right. I could just, well, I could do that, but I don't. That's not going to do what I want. Or is it? If I star it, maybe that does it. Does starring it do it? She says, "I love Shelby." Yeah, he's awesome. And it's really cool to hear him talk shop. Like I love listening to the guys talk shop. I could care less about all the different people weighing in on the topic of today. But just to hear Shelby go on and on about what it was like working in the industry, like I eat that stuff up. I'm like that with radio. When when DJs will sit there and just talk about stuff, or not, not just DJs, but even radio talk radio hosts will talk about what life was like for them when they first started. Like I don't know, I like that kind of stuff. And I tell you what, can well, I like it that I have someone. Hold on a second. Okay, yeah, yeah. That's awesome, JBot. I love it when people agree with me. Well, and I think that's what I want to do with this show eventually. Is I'm definitely going to be a grab bag show, variety caster, as they say. I- you know, I don't really want to have my show be led by the chat as much as some of the other streamers that I've seen. I kind of want to have like kind of have a little bit of a rough idea of where I want the show to go, and have kind of like hard defined time frame that I'm going to be doing the show. But at the same time, I like the loose format of being able to um, have someone on who wants to talk about, their experiences, um, versus, the culture war, or, whatever else. And if we get into some political stuff, I mean, I guess that's okay. But I mean, I would rather, I'd rather just hear, kind of from the horse's mouth, and not even all the negative stuff, just like some of the fun stuff. Like, I remember I was watching Graham Nolan. He had John Romita Jr. on, and that was the coolest conversation. I need to go back and just listen to it and take notes, because of he gives some really sound advice. By he, I mean Romita Jr. And also some really good. It's the way where they go in the conversation, just really, it lands really well, for me, and it kind of, um, it, it's bittersweet, because I think the industry is not going to be there like that, or if it is, then it'll be in the new version of what we're building here. Um, and I like to think that, even though I'm crowdfunding right now, and even though Brian Menard is crowdfunding right now, I don't know how serious he is about comics. I know how serious I am, but I can't really be that serious right now when it comes to having. I've got a day job, and everything. So it's just one of those things. Like, you have to make a start. You start small, and then you kind of expand and grow out. And so, I would love to see Chrome Dog get to a place where it snowballs, so that I don't need to do crowdfunding at all. It'll be completely self-sustaining, even while working my day job. But I've also got some other titles, ideas in the works that I may be doing in tandem, that aren't even on, no, won't necessarily, start out physical. I'm actually considering partnering with a buddy of mine here locally, and he and I taking some of my characters and creating. Um, oh, I'll have to. Here, hold on. Let me. All right. So JBot says, I'll take shop talk over the topic of the day anytime. I think shop talk is a big part of CG and why we're in this space. Yeah, and I think a lot of the creators are losing sight of that. I really do. I think they're just posting for clicks. I mean, for me, I think if you're gonna do something like that, maybe maybe make it clickbait, so it's just like, hey, this is the topic that we're going to talk about, and then when you get into the show, like, address that little topic for like 2 seconds, but then spend the rest of the show talking about everything that the people like, that actually like is entertaining. I mean, again, some people come for the drama, I get it, so you may lose some, I don't know, it's a game, one way or the other. But uh, I'm definitely here for a lot of the shop talk. I'm also looking forward to showing off some of my collection, some of which will be available on Whatnot. But this isn't just a full commercial by any means. I definitely want to share some of my love for certain things in comic books, in the actual craft of it, because I see it as a craft. And Jbot says, Brian gave me my first paid gig. He took pity on me. Now, the Brian that he's talking about is Dojo Kun, I imagine. And so that's awesome. Like, and not to mention, Jbot, I got to shout you out, bud. Um, when I first entered this space, before Chrome Dog was even like, we were in the very proto stages of creating the character and all that stuff. Um, I was on with 80s Made Consumer, and we did a show together. And I know you were on there, J-Bot, as well as I think Odin was on there, Odin Dasco, and there was I want to say there was a fourth person, but I can't remember who it was. But regardless, when after that show was over, I had this idea of, as a writer, I'm a, you know, hashtag just a writer. I like to just chill out after a hard day's work. So, one of my many, interests is coloring. And so I thought, how fun would it be to color different CG characters or whatnot, or just characters in general done by CG artists. And so, just shout out to you, Jbot, for giving me at least one piece, I think, or a couple pieces and whatnot. And it hasn't materialized yet as a stream thing, but as I'm remembering, now, yeah, why not? I'll I'll color it on stream. I'm not even sure if it's an original character of yours. It looks like it, and I don't, but yeah, shout out for getting with me early on, and at least give me that chance with your work, because I know some people might be a little more sensitive about their OCs than others. So, but oh man, I was waxing poetic a while ago, and then it's all good. So, all right, getting back to Fund My Comic. So the thing is, a lot of people are, they don't want to leave Indiegogo, um, or Kickstarter, or they're hesitant to come over here to fund my comic because of myriad reasons. And I think one reason is, and this is going to kind of segue into kind of what I wanted to talk about today, before we get into the video game playing here in a little bit. I'll go ahead and take this off here. Um, so what it is, so Fund My Comic is still in beta stage. We're still working out some of the functionality of it. There's certain features that we want to have available that are still in production. And I found out today that is absolutely true about what I'm about to say. um the One of the main things I noticed is, and I'll just kind of walk you through this. I'm gonna click choose a reward. So I'm gonna choose this one. So this is the first shift Luke Stone cover on my campaign. um and there's a place where you can enter a tip amount, or you can say no tip or whatnot. The tip here, well, this isn't what I want to talk about, but anyway, I just wanted to show that. And so here's confirm contribution, right? Now, here's the contribution amount, and then you can do an extra contribution, right? Coupon code, if you have one, which I have one, it's beta 2023. for 25% off your backing. That's on most tiers. Uh, I didn't add it to any new tiers, which I'll be discussing here in a little bit, just because I don't know. I may retroactively just kind of add it in there. It's not a big deal either way, but it's just to kind of entice people to back us over here and maximize your value for sure. Um, but the thing is, this is it. Like, so there's no. If you notice, I went directly from the rewards or from the main page, and then it. Oh, okay. Yeah, JBot. Yeah, let me know what you might want. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look through my emails and see if I can find that piece or those pieces, and then I'll touch base with you again to make sure that that you're cool with me coloring it on stream. At this point, I'm actually I hesitate to show this, but why not, right? Give me just a sec. Let me see what I can. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Yeah, I didn't have. Oh man, I'm embarrassed. Hold on a second. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I need to get a picture on there. I usually have Chrome Dog on there um, as my avatar. So I've been, you know, well, I've decided to make a start again at drawing, and so I'm in the middle of this piece. It's not perfect by any means, but at least it's a start. And so what I'm doing, the challenge was set for for different creators to take different characters that we have on Fun My Comic and show them reading the Fun My Comic logo, which I guess I could show. Well, so here's this guy. So this guy right here. Um, let me YF. Okay, here we go. This kind of shows you what I'm talking about. So yeah, Luke Stone put up on the Fund My Comic Twitter um, kind of a challenge for those of us that are looking to promote our campaigns on Fund My Comic to take our original characters and show them reading books. And so rather than me, um, you know, commissioning him to do Chrome Dog, I, I took it as a challenge. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get back to drawing. Dadgummit. I haven't drawn in a very long time. I drew when I was, way back in high school, and so matter of fact, I'm looking at those shoulders and they look awful lot like Spider-Man. So I definitely need to hone in on that. But I took it as a personal challenge to do my own drawing to make my own little logo. So stay tuned for that finishing of that, of course. Looking forward to that. Okay, so back into here. We're gonna do this little deep dive. Um, if you'll permit me for just a few minutes, I'll catch up with chat here in a bit. So yeah, so this is it, right? So when you click on it, it just takes you right here. You'll notice there's no add-on, no like, hey, did you want to add this on, or hey, did you want to add that on? There is no functionality for that on Fund My Comic just yet. It is in the works. We're looking to hold on, let me see. Okay, it's asking to log in. See, I have to log out because as an administrator, there's a lot of stuff in the back end that folks don't need to see. Um, that lots of irrelevant campaigns. I say irrelevant. They're not live, and so we don't want to embarrass anybody if they're in the middle of something or whatnot. I mean, it's not to mention you have to wade through so many campaigns that are currently in process. So I log out so that I can navigate on here with confidence for everybody involved. But you know just know that there is a lot of people who are in process making campaigns, even bigger names making campaigns in the back end. So So what we're working on, or what is being worked on, I'm being told, is that not only will there be an add-on function, but we're also trying to implement a shopping cart type function so that you can actually add as many items to your cart as possible, or as as you will, and then perhaps with that can tack on like how much shipping would be involved. I don't really know. Like, I'm pretty sure the add-ons would probably come first, and then maybe the other functionality. But that's definitely that is a step back from Indiegogo right now. And so, what I've done to help combat that in the meantime, while we wait for an update on the website and how it works, the functionality of it, is I have been proactive. And I'll tell you, um, I've been proactive, and I've actually created three new tiers today. Um, and I call them the Sector Saver tiers. So there's Sector Saver A, Sector Saver B, and Sector Saver C. And I was inspired to do this based on a live stream I did yesterday with Red Valkyrie. Um, we had a person in chat asking about international shipping, and thanks to Neff and Frequency Girl, Nefarious and Frequency Girl of Mavericks fame at this point, and as well as their kick-ass YouTube show, Global Frequency. Um, Thanks to them, they showed me a way to do less expensive international shipping for the smaller boxes. And so the smaller packages. So we're saying like a single comic, or a couple comics and the metal print, or even the all nighter bundle can probably ship that way. And so so what I've done is, because a lot of these, like, let's see, this one doesn't have any backers yet, so I did update the shipping on that one. But because these two have backers, I'm not able to alter the international shipping from what it was before. So what I've decided to do is I've got the Sector Saver A, which it is the same price, right? So it's $15 plus shipping, but this one gives you a choice. You can either choose the cover A, which is the Luke Stone cover, or you can choose the cover B, which is the Lepresti Virgin cover of Chrome Dog. So it's either this top one or this bottom one, right? And then here's where you select it. Now, why is this important? Well, I'll show you. So we go to choose reward. First off, you can't add anything on, right? So a person wouldn't be able to add different things on. That'll become more important here in a bit. But this part right here, so it's $15. Well, shoot. I guess I guess I'll log in. Ah, gosh. Ah. Well, anyway, I was trying to show it. So basically, the reason I say that is, the shipping on this would be for international. If they're anywhere else in the world is $30, I think, and then Australia was 40, and that's because that's how much it costs normal international shipping. But because of this new method that we've discovered, it's actually down to like $20 all over, like, around the world. Um, so, or at least that's a good round number that I can charge, and it should be decent enough for folks to be able to back. So that's what I've done on the new Sector Saver tiers. Um, it would have been better for me to be able to show you that. So when you get to this one, you just select the reward that you want. So we'll say cover B, choose reward, and then boom, we're right here, the cover B. Um, let's see. Yeah, it'll say right here, choose your cover. And so you can either choose it there, or you can choose it here. So that's cool, but it has that shipping set to just $20 international. So $10 US and then 20 international, which should make it a little easier for people to be able to get a physical version of Chrome Dog number one. Um, at least that's my hope. But they get a choice there, right? So that is Sector Saver A. We're going to go down to Sector Saver B, which is directly below it, because it is both comics. So you get the cover A and the cover B um, with international friendly shipping. So you can get both of these plus the shipping cost, right? Which, again, $20 international. So $50, you get two covers shipped to you wherever you are in the world outside the US. So I added that today. So people can, you get both covers, man. Like, and not only that, like for even stateside, right? Because there's no add-ons. Here it is. You get one and one. You get them both together. A nice little bundle. No big deal. At the cost of having to scroll down a little further. I mean, so yeah, we go down, in the way that Fund My Comic arranges these, it's all dollar amount. So the higher the dollar amount, the further down it is. So then we go down to Arrow Bundle 2, Arrow Bundle 1. Then we get into the different like the different packs where you get the comic with the metal print. And here we go. We got the Sector Saver C, which is I call it the Arrow Mega Bundle. So this is a one massive bundle, and it combines price wise both of the Arrow Bundle 1 and Bundle 2 comics and puts them all in one reward tier. And so you get 14 comics plus the physical stretch goals of the campaign, including Chrome Dog number one. But you get 14 total comics shipped to you anywhere in the world. This one, the shipping, because it's so heavy, and believe me, I've done the math. I had to kind of keep the shipping is not, it's pretty much what the rates were. Unfortunately, however, you're maximizing value. You get 14 daggum comics here, which, I mean, that's a hell of a deal. So you get 14 comics for $90 plus the shipping. So you're looking at what, $10 shipping US, or I'm sorry, 15. So it's $15 shipping US. So that's what, 105. And then I think around the world, maybe it's probably closer to like $40. I can't remember exactly how I calculated that, but I mean, it's because it's such a big package. But that's it. I mean, you get all of these all in one. And so if I'm trying to save people around the world, and this is a great way to get into Arrow, because I'm with Arrow. Several other creators like Craig White is with Arrow, and of course Luke Stone is Arrow. Marv with his Sin Killer, that's a really good book. We got Russ Leach on Only Death Can Save Us, among other creators in that title specifically. So I mean, so there's that, and that's, I added those three to hopefully entice more international folks to back me at more of more of a tier beyond just doing the digital, because I mean, digital is okay, but it's not ideal. It's not ideal in any circumstance, unless someone's just that addicted to their screen that they don't want to have a physical book in their hand, which I am definitely not that person. I'm a printer. I like, when I get rules to a game and they're only PDF, I'm going to print those bad boys out and use them. Because when I unplug. And to me, there's nothing better than just sitting down with an actual comic book in my hand and reading that sucker. So I was going to grab one. I've got a few around me. But yeah. So I just wanted to kind of give you an update on that, let you guys know what's going on there. And oh man, let's see. So in chat, yep. So all right, now I guess we're gonna move on to game time. How's that sound, folks? Um, I gotta take one more look at this lovely Aaron Lepresti figure work. Like, what the heck, man? It's funny. I was so my son, he's closing in on becoming 17. He's a young man, in his own right, and he saw the all of the initial art. For the character designs and everything for Chrome Dog, and it wasn't until he saw this that he was like, "Oh, I didn't know that Chrome Dog was that expressive." And it's like, well, yeah. I mean, just because he's mechanical, werewolf guy, doesn't mean that he can't, grimace and growl, and his face, can't contort in different. I mean, he's got full, full control over his muscle fibers in this shell that he inhabits. So I love this right here with him and Seether. Man, I can't wait. And so anyway, sorry. Is it wrong for me to be a fan of my own work? It's like I love this stuff, and I love coming up with it, for sure. Now I don't know where I'm at with what I've got, so yeah, here we go. We're gonna jump right into it. I don't know. I guess you guys will have to tell me, assuming someone that you find folks are still out there watching me, whether or not you can hear the audio, because we're about to play probably one of the most metal games I think I've ever seen, on Sega Genesis. It is very metal. And I didn't realize that it was a very obscure title. And this, so shout out to whoever it was on Steam that created this game, but it definitely like captures that 90s bedroom that a lot of us had when we were growing up. It's mine wasn't exactly like this, but I love the stereo. And I by the time I reached this age, I no longer had a record player, but yeah. And then I also had the newer version of the Genesis. So let's get into it. Let's see. I hope everything is gonna work just fine. Here we go. Reset. Boom. I'll put that in. Now it says Streets of Rage 2, but that's not what we're playing. Ooh, what was that? It has been so long, so very long. I hope you don't mind me read this. I have hunted evil for no less than 1,000 years. Yet, I remember well how this pain started, as though it were just yesterday. When my blood was warm, I was a great warrior. Neither man nor beast could best me in mortal combat. Then, in my arrogance, I said one day even death himself will not bow before my swords. He smiled and said, "From a man of death, from death himself, a wager. If you win, eternal life is yours. If I win, your soul is mine to do with as you wish." Foolishly, I accepted. With the sword and spell, we clashed toe to toe, and the world trembled at our unleashed powers. I'm not sure if that's too loud for you folks. I attacked with such fury and might that even death himself was taken aback, and then incredibly, I missed it. Oh well. This is too much reading. We'll just go on. Now, I think it's Chakan the Forever Man, or Chakan, Howard Chakan. All right, here we go. Doing, 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 doing. Not even sure if, man, I would invest hours playing this game. And what's funny is, when game music would get too repetitive, I would I'd turn on my stereo and I would just play tapes. And one of my favorite tapes to play. I don't. Oh, okay, that's right. Double jump. which I thought I was supposed to earn a double jump, but I guess not. I would play Ace of Base. I was a big Ace of Base fan back in the day. All right, so here we go. We're gonna try to do the thing. Is it gonna let us? How do we get in there? Uh, ah. Her hive is growing, burrowing deeper and deeper into the earth. And as her children are born, her evil powers grow stronger. No force can keep me from reaching her lair. I'm coming for you now, Spider Queen. Ooh. All right, let's see if I can even. Oh boy, that hurt. Can you guys hear the audio? Maybe if I hold my sword. It's taking forever. It's almost like I don't need to fight him. Uh oh. What am I? What am I even doing? Yeah, I'm not doing so hot. You want to see me like totally? Oh my gosh. Well, I don't want to rage quit on stream, but oh, okay. I guess I can go down. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, why not? Ah, he's like, whoa. Oh no, I'm not doing so hot. Somehow yeah, that wasn't good. Oh, and me being the forever man, I don't even think there are continues or any of that jazz in this game. Let's see, maybe I'll fight her after I fight somebody else. It's kind of like Mega Man in that way. You know, it's funny. Um, from the blackness of the deepest ocean it came. The one called Mantis created an evil army and built a fortress to protect itself from me. It has wasted its time. My swords will taste your evil blood. Um, but it's funny. I remember games like this being way more fun than they actually are. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe having exposure to other games since then. Oh yeah, okay. Good gravy. See, I can actually do that. Just be like, it's almost like why not? You know, just hold it out there. I guess I could check YouTube real quick. Let's see. All right, let's. All right, so I guess it goes away. Cool, no worries. There we go. Yeah, I haven't collected anything, so there's nothing to worry about. Hey, there's some energy that I don't need yet because I don't have any stuff. So it's very much like Mega Man in that way. I don't know if you guys are familiar with how Mega Man works, but that game, when you play, you are you're taking out bosses, and every boss you take out, you gain their ability in some way that you can use against another boss, and that's pretty much how this game works. Um, so for now, I don't have any abilities. So whenever they drop potions and stuff, it's kind of, I think it's irrelevant, unless it gives me energy to not be dead. But I also think sending their souls back does it, or something. I don't know. I know one thing, that this is annoying. That's what this is. Oh gosh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Here we go. I am the ultimate swordsman. I will kill you in my. Oh my gosh. I would kill you in my pilgrim outfit. Oh, but there is time, so apparently it takes a certain amount of time to play. I'm trying to figure out what am I. Yeah, nothing beats the classics, man. Games like this these days, they try to capture the side scroller magic, and even though they pixelate games, it's just not the same. And by all means, like, don't remaster something like this. Just let it be. You know, the whole remastering, rebooting, all that stuff. Yeah, that's what it is. So like these are potions that if I had those abilities, it would give me more like power back or whatever. I don't remember the order in which I'm supposed to play. I mean, you get choice. So, I mean, that's a good thing, right? Very procedural game here. Oh gosh. Oh god. Yeah, that's not doing so hot against Mr. Cthulhu here. Yeah, you know what? Just take me out. Take me out. Take me out. Take me out. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Yeah. He cries out like a monster. It's great. All right, let's try it somewhere. I don't. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think. Like, do I even want to keep playing this? Oh my gosh. The Dragonfly King has lived for millions of years. It hails from a prehistoric time when life on Earth was ruled by its kind. Now it is trying to regain the Earth as its kingdom. Enjoy your time, Dragonfly King, for this is your last day. Bum, bum, bum. I don't know. I'm tempted to like switch over to Shining Force and continue that story because that's a. To those of you who don't know, I don't even know if this is too loud. Let me see. Um, let me see. I know I turned that down. Let me go here because it's hard for me to talk over. Um, okay, so we'll hit B to accept. We'll go back to the game. We'll do that and then hit full screen. There, that's better. I can actually like hear myself think now. Yep, got the double jump. So at least we don't have to earn that like so many other. Ah, man, I. Dur, 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 dur. Bum, 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 bum. They're like poke, poke, poke. We get you, we get you, we get you. Ha ha. Yeah, I'm not really feeling this game. I put myself through so much misery here. Yeah. All right. Let's change it up. It's like, do I want to play an RPG or do I want to just play something like Sonic? I don't know. Virtua Fighter. Like, how did they even put this on Sega? Ugh. I gotta see it. I don't think I've even seen it. How do you put Virtua Fighter on a 16-bit system? This thing is full of polygons. The Genesis was known for not handling polygons very well, so I don't think I've even played this. Arcade, I don't care. No. Okay. Oh, start, start. Oh, I bet it's set up kind of like Mortal Kombat. Or all right, let's do it. Yep, yep. This is not Virtua Fighter. This is what the heck is this? Why even have this? This is so lame. I can't even believe they did this. This is so dumb. Because you can't like there's no third dimension. I mean, and it's not like we're playing Street Fighter where there's actual like powers and stuff. I mean, this is Virtual Fighter, I mean, there's no like Ayukin or any of that stuff. It's uh yeah, no. Like, what is the point? Did I even have any mods? No. So yeah, apologies. I don't, of course, this isn't Nintendo, so hopefully no one's gonna like come in and like take me down. But Nintendo is apparently famous for taking down streamers and different people, actually suing people for you know what? I'm gonna cheat because I'm already got a wait. What? Hold on. Oh right, okay, because it's quick load. All right, so yeah, we're gonna play some Shining Force. I love this game. It's the best game ever. Quick load, boom, get it right into the action. See, this is more of like my mood. Today's Sunday. We should just be chilling and not stressing over some metal guy trying to. Well, here I'm talking. There we go. I hear there's an underground passage in the castle. Shh. Let's keep it a secret. Okay. Oh right. Yep. I did that. All right. So now I know. Oh boy, this witchy woman. She's We saw her last time. Um. That woman over there gives me the creeps. They say she's a witch. Yeah, she is, and she's pretty formidable in combat. Spoilers. Spoiler alert. Um, Here, let me see if I can. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So this is where she's like threatening us. Let me see if I can get something on here. I know the sound went away because I've clicked off of the window or whatnot. Um, let's see here. Uh, uh Bear with me here. Shining Force. I'm gonna pull up like a wiki or something. I'm pretty sure I can find one. Yeah, I got a nice little fandom wiki. So this is just in case you guys might be interested in figuring out, like finding out more about this. I'm gonna post it in chat. Um, and Yeah, so this is, and I'll show it. So I've got the Shining fandom wiki. So yeah, the Shining series was definitely it's definitely a favorite of mine. They didn't do as much with it as I wanted them to. Um, I think one of the closer things that came later was Fire Emblem, and then Golden Sun. I think had a similar feel, even though it was a completely different kind of experience. Let me see what we have here. Okay. All right. So I don't know what start is. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. So we're gonna get back. We're gonna get back at it. I love the stereo sound too. Okay, so this is a role playing game, but it's not like your typical JRPG. This one you actually field a unit of characters, um, which I'm going to show you in a sec, unless I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. Ah, right. I remember now. This is story-driven stuff. Um, the dungeons in this game are really neat. Um, yeah, here we go. So this is Nova. He is he's basically kind of like the leader of our resistance. Our people here. Um, the hordes of Runefaust. So Runefaust or Runefaust. So here's my army. There's enough to expand it another 4 slots. I'm sorry, 3 slots plus my leader. Um, but yeah, and then anytime we have extras, like when we start building it out, they'll be hanging out here or whatnot, and then I can just have them add to my army as needed, or as wanted, I should say. But I'll only ever have like 12 slots. Um, so, but anyway, that's all boring stuff. Uh, just like talking to people is kind of boring, but you always got to get your info. Whoops. Quit walking away from me. The ancients, darkness, Runefaust. Sorry, those things don't concern us. Right? Okay, well, they're about to concern you. Spoiler alert. Let's see what this guy says. You need weapons, and I've got the best in town. Step right up. Oh, that's lovely. Um, I'm gonna see what's up here. We got so she's already got a bronze lance. Yeah, I'm gonna sell the bronze lance. There's no one wants it. There's no reason to have it. No. Yes, we're gonna buy something. Um, I don't think there are any deals. Yeah, not yet. We're not far enough in the game to have any deals yet. What would you like? I could give May a spear. That would probably be way more helpful. So in this game, knights are let me see. Knights are centaurs. I don't know. Ah. I think before I sell off the other items, I'm just gonna use them in combat and see how they work. Um, let me make sure. Whoops. Still trying to figure out the controls again. So this was the first game that I stayed up for like a whole. So when I was a kid, okay, so it does deal more damage. Um, when I was a kid, I would go to see my mom every other weekend, and this particular weekend, um, we went to Blockbuster Video, and I was looking through their video game titles, and I thought, "Hey, what is this Shining Force thing?" And I had I read about it in a spear band. I like the movement though. I like what it does. So I think we're gonna equip this. Wait. uh, okay. Um, and anyway, there was a magazine, which there, back then there was this magazine called Game Pro. I want to say it was in Game Pro. It might have been in Game Informer of the time. Um, and they had this feature about a game called Shining Force. Now this, all right. So I want to, before I continue that story, watch this. So I'm gonna push this cart. she says, "What a rude thing to do!" Right? And so when I talk to her, watch what happens. Mud all over my new dress. I can't stand it. And then I'll get you. And then she throws me in, and I'm gonna drown. And it's like, oh, here I am. And so I get to search, and I get the chest, and I discover a power potion. And then when I want to go back, I just go this way, and then back the other way, and then I talk to her, see what happened. But oh no, is she gonna throw me again? Okay, no, good. We're gonna and I can't push it the other way, so uh, don't judge our king too harshly. He's pretty good as kings go. Oh, okay, he obviously has a problem with the monarchy, but hey, I can't talk to that. What am I doing? Search. So anyway, I had so that weekend, she picks me up, and I hadn't had my Genesis long. I'd gotten it for my 12th birthday, and she so that would put it at in the fall of 1992. And so she we go by Blockbuster Video, and I rent Shining Force, and I wound up not getting hardly any sleep that weekend because I could not get enough of this game. Like, I played it out like constantly. Like, I did nothing else that weekend but do this and eat and do more of this. That was the extent of my weekend, and that was definitely like the best video game weekend I think I've ever had. Except for maybe one time I can also remember when I was in the army. Vice City had just come out, and I did a similar thing. I went to Blockbuster and I rented it, and and I played it. Oh yeah, I see my daughter Chris around. Have you? You don't look nothing like Chris. That can't be your daughter. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. Like, just look at her. Like, she's just this lady, right? Well, Chris looks like some kind of uh, what do you call it? Anthropomorphic something. Don't stand in front of the drawbridge. You're liable to get run over by the traffic. Um, but yeah, so anyway, Vice City, I rented it. I had CQ duty, which to you guys who don't know, when you're in the military, and you're at a unit that's kind of not really doing anything as far as like wartime activities or any of that stuff, you're in a certain state of being as a soldier called garrison. That just simply means your army job becomes kind of like a day to day or 9 to 5er. And so there are certain duties that you have to perform whenever you get called to do them. And so one of them is CQ, or command quarters, I think. And it's basically, you go up to you hang out at the company office, um, and or the battalion office, and you have to be on call just in case a new soldier comes in. You have to be ready to go pick them up from the airport. Let me give. Let's see. Trying to talk about this stuff and do this at the same time is it's definitely a challenge, but that's okay. I'm here for it. Okay, let's see. Let's see what this is. Um, and so anyway, long and short, I was on that kind of duty, and so I brought my PlayStation 2, and we plugged it up to the TV in the headquarters, and we played and I played Vice City like that whole shift. And then when I got home and got back to the barracks and went to sleep, I got up and played it the rest of the weekend, or the rest of the time that I had anyway. I don't know if it was during the week or the weekend, but basically what it is, you got 24 hours on, and then you get the next day off. And so yeah, they give you 24 on and then 24 off, and then generally if you have the 24 off, then you have another like 8 hours, and then it's like back to standard time. And I think that was like up against the weekend. So I had like this big long weekend after having the 24-hour duty. Now you might ask yourself, if you're 24 hours on, when, how can you sleep? Well, they give you time to sleep. You need to sleep because you could be called upon to drive, so you get your regular 8-hour 8 hours sleep, but it's, you have to rack out there, so you sleep on a cot, which is what I did. And I didn't get 8 hours. It was like probably six. And of course, as a young soldier, I didn't really. Oh my gosh, stupid. So I don't know. To me, this is the original version of the Shining Force. They put it on Game Boy Advance later on, and but this one, they I'll go ahead and remove that. Okay. Um, so what they did was they put it on Game Boy Advance and they fixed it so that it will actually there. I have so every one of my characters has four hand slots. One of them is taken up by their weapon, and then it has three. Well, my leader has three, or three plus the weapon. Um, but that means I have to transfer items because, as you can see, they're all full up. So I have to give one over. So I think my middle sword is going to go to. I mean, we're going to try it. Luke might be able to use it. By the way, the only character in this group that you get to name is Max. Everybody else kind of comes with their own names. Um. So anyway, yeah. So going back to that weekend, back when I was a kid and I was playing this game, like it completely captivated me, and it was so much so I went and bought a copy and just like it was all I played, and I played through it. I think I did a second playthrough. Even I can't carry anything, can I? This is all just so mundane. Okay, so Gong is gonna get it because he can carry all kinds of stuff, and he's a healer anyway. As well, I mean, he's a monk, so he's got all the slots. Nothing is unusual. Oh, well, it's because I wasn't talking. Talk. There have been a lot of strangers visiting the castle lately. A regular parade. Oh boy. Yeah. Um. About that. Oh, I thought there was a way over to the harbor. So that witchy woman. Yeah, it's in here. Okay. I was like, I know there's a way over there. Notice how the music changed. Okay. Maybe, yeah, maybe I'm getting this. I'm getting it confused. She comes up later. All right. Let's see if Luke can equip a middle sword. I believe he can. Well, all right then. All right, well, here we go. Let's face the music. And before we do, I'm going to take a bio break, but I don't have anything to play. Let me see. Dun, 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 dun. Let me see here if there's anything else I can do. All right, hold on. Let me do something here. See if we can't pull this up. Maybe I can pull up YouTube. I don't even know what I can get away with. Maybe. I guess we'll see what happens, right? So maybe I can play some Night Ride, do some do through some of that. It's a little loud. Let me turn that down. So we'll put it on full screen, and then I'll share this, and hopefully there won't be any hate. We'll see. I don't. I'm still learning. It's uncharted. Um, so in the meantime, I will be right back. We're gonna share system audio. There we go, and we're gonna make this the full screen, and I will be right back. I'm back. Let me see here. Da 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 da. All right, how about that? Appreciate your patience with me. Um, all right. Definitely hope I don't get struck in any way. By the way, that was Night Ride FM, one of the coolest shows. I mean, not shows, one of the coolest channels on the internet. You should check out the full suite of their options for your listening pleasure. Not only Night Ride specifically, but also Chill Synth, which is one of my favorite channels on YouTube, live stream channels to listen to while I write and such. Not sure. Is this a better view? Maybe. I don't know. Do you like that? Do you like that? What do you like better? This is kind of cool. That's not no. maybe maybe we'll do this. That way you can see me and you can see most of the game going on. How's that? Um. So anyway, I'm hoping to get into a battle. Jeez, this game is like Taking forever. It's taking forever. All right. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Come on. You heard him beat it. Oh, gosh. Okay, so I didn't talk to somebody on... I didn't talk to somebody right. I gotta figure this out. Don't stand in front of the driver. You're liable to get run over by the traffic. Yeah, okay. What traffic? Don't judge our king too. He's pretty good as kings go. I haven't talked to somebody right. Probably not the most hard-hitting game for your stream viewing pleasure, but at least you have like a really cool soundtrack to listen to, at least, for now, before it gets too repetitive, maybe. Let's talk to her again. Greetings, Max. With my powers, I can see in the future. Care to know your fate? No. If you are too scared to hear my words, how can you hope to survive the trials you face? Oh my gosh. She really is a witch. Yep. Okay. I hear there's an underground passage in the castle. Shh, let's keep it a secret. Yeah, okay. Oh. Well, Welcome to Alderone. Okay. There's something I haven't done, and I gotta remember what it is. I have to talk to the right person. I'm trying to think. There's a fisherman. I love to fish. Hey, a bite. I feel a bite. Don't just stand there. Help me pull. Okay, so this is where I have to pull. Must be a whale. Pull again. One more time. I caught it. Drat. More gold coins. Shucks. I thought I had a fish. Just toss them back. Here, fishy. What? Could have helped me out and give me that gold coin. I'm not going to give up. Well, good on you, sir. Good on you. What does this say? No one is in that. Oh. Well, it's obvious. The sign doesn't say anything. Yep. Private property. Trespassers will be glared at. Nice. Okay, so maybe we go over here. Talk to... There have been a lot of strangers visiting the castle lately. Right, we did that lately. Okay, we checked that. Something I'm not doing right. Hey, can't you read the sign? Don't let me... Okay, we've already talked to all these people. Okay, so he's got a treasure hoard, and then that woman down below, she had a treasure hoard. Let me see. Maybe I can push them. Nope. So I'm trying to figure out, did I do something wrong? Okay. So we're at War Torn. Okay. See, everyone's doubting. So I'm trying to figure this one out. What did I do? What am I doing wrong? I'm doing something wrong. I guess I'll have to try to figure this out off stream, maybe. Something's up. I hear there's an underground passage. Well, that's fine. But I mean, I know where it would go, but how do I... Come on in, nothing but the best here. Deals? No deals today. Okay, well that's not a thing. I mean, if I do this, but this is this is for after stuff hits the fan for me to escape. I know that, but how do I get into the castle? Conundrums. Greetings, Max. With my powers, I can see the future. Death lies to the north. Go back to Guardiana, for your doom awaits if you continue. So she's telling me to go back to Guardiana. I missed something there. Or did I? She tells me to go back, but why should I listen to her? There's nothing but money there. I already got it. That woman over there is going to say, okay, here we go. I always wanted to stand... Oh. Okay, well, must be something in here. So we're given an item. Go back up to max. Give one to Hans. I don't even, that what's funny is I find all these healing seeds now, but I don't need them until I get higher levels. Okay, so maybe the place is pretty busy today. Okay. You must be Max, right? Yes, I knew it. I lived in Guardiana a few months ago. I just heard a rumor. A friend of mine told me that Guardiana was totally wiped out. Is that true? I hoped it wasn't true. The friend who told me about it went to inform the castle. Mm. Well, we're getting closer. Yeah, I just straight up stole money. I hate this place. All they have is cheap stuff. I can't stand it. I can't find. Oh. This is a great business. Everyone comes in town at least once a day. Can you get out of the way so I can talk to this dude? Come on. There we go. You need weapons, and I've got the best in town. Step right up. Okay, so since I talked to that one guy, I wonder if that's gonna, if that dialogue's gonna unlock my ability to get to the castle. I guess it will. The king has given orders that you may enter. Highly unusual, but go on in. Yeah, okay. Chris, where are you? Have you seen her? No. Well, don't just stand there. Help me look for her. Do you know the king's secret? Oh, you don't? Hee hee. It may be nothing to you. Please forget it. Whoa. Let's find out what it is. He seems to like treasure. It is rumored that he has hidden treasure here and there. Well, he certainly doesn't like it enough to put it in there. Let's see. Found another healing seed. Hey, that's Chris. See? See what I mean, though? Like, she looks not human. I don't know if she's an elf or what. But her nose, like, she looks like some kind of animal. Oh. Oi, where? Here, let me, there we go, there, and then, Chris, oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, so this character in this game, her name is Chris, but it's with a H. I mean, that way you can hear the music. But yeah, this is a Shining Force. Hey, welcome. By the way, that's Sea Dog's girlfriend. Really? Well, that's cool. I haven't read Sea Dog. Let's see. Yeah, see, like this is her. Of course, it doesn't introduce her yet, but I know it's her because I've beaten this game a few times back in the day. So what's up, Mr. Faction? That's a cool name, by the way. I dare say it's at least a little bit cooler than Sweet. At least it's not Fraction, but maybe you were confused. Maybe they confused the two your whole life. I don't know. Assuming Faction is your last name. Oh yeah. So he says, haha. Just kidding. She just looks similar. Yeah, I guess I'll have to check that out. Sea Dog, because I think isn't that from that's from Mark Polton's universe. I think, right? Max discovers a bread of life, but can't carry it. Yay. Nothing like doing the old item shuffle. But yes, welcome aboard, Chris. Nice. Hey, it's a cool name. Not, he says it's just my stage name, or it's my stage name. Um, okay, who gets it? Ken might as well. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, there's a I play a game in my off time. Played well, I play different games, but one of them is called Dice Masters, and but there's a game that's coming up called Lorcana, which is a Disney card game, and man, that thing looks like it's going to be so hype. And even though I don't like Disney like media as far as like movies and stuff, I'm totally down for a card game that's based on the Disney cartoons. Like I think that's the future of entertainment is using licenses to create products that allow players and people to kind of like create their own stories with the IP. I really do. I think that's where it's at, um, especially in the parallel economy. Let the masses watch their drivel, but let us out here like experience things in our. Oh, nice Gamma Slam! Welcome, Chris. Oh my gosh, you're watching me play. This is fantastic. He's one of my buddies in real life. How's it going? It's a Gamma Slam. It's a little inside joke. I'm gonna leave that up for a while, I think. Oh man, I was actually about to wrap this stream here in a little bit, but now that I got people showing up, it's kind of like it. I can see why people keep streams going because it's like, oh man, people start showing up. It's like, well, I can't end it now. But yeah, welcome everybody. um, the thing that I don't know, I guess I gotta try to figure this thing out. Yeah, it's a great Sunday, Chris. How about you? Let me see if I can share this better because this is let me see. I'm gonna stop. There we go. Because I this going back and forth. I don't want to lose the audio every time I do. We had churchy. Oh yeah. Well. Oh, guilty as charged. um, I'll tell you, like Brandon Flowers says, if you're unfamiliar, he's the lead singer of the Killers. But in his solo album Flamingo, he has a song. It's called "Playing with Fire," I think. Yeah, I think it's "Playing with Fire." And one of his lyrics in that song, and I quote it often on Twitter, is "This church of mine may not be recognized by steeple, but that doesn't mean that I will walk without a God." And so that adequately describes how I am and who I am when it comes to religion and faith. Um, I love my Creator, um, and and I know that He loves me, and we have this relationship that it kind of transcends what would be considered organized religion. And so that's kind of how I live my life. And I believe in being human. That being human is not a sin in and of itself, and always doing things for other people should be at the top of our lists as humans. And also trying not to be as mechanical or as animalistic as the rest of the world would have us be, but to be humane toward each other and be kind in most, if not all, things. Sure, emotions can happen, but emotions don't should not guide our actions. I think careful thought and preparation and consideration should always be at the forefront, because otherwise we just become like the insects or the animals. But anyway, I don't want to go too deep on that. I will say While I'm not a secular humanist, I understand the concept of it. I like to consider myself a sacred humanist, and you can think of that what you will. But I am by no means an atheist. People could probably say I'm agnostic, but that's not fair either. It's just better for people not to label others. But I just love being human, and I want to always be a human, and I always want to put someone else first. That's why, as I dedicate myself to doing these live streams, whether it be on Sundays, or the what the Tuesday or what the Wednesday, depending on how that works out each week. I always want to try to highlight someone else's campaign or someone else's project or someone else's thing before I get on to mine. And as you know, today I did cover some of what's going on with Chrome Dog, and some of the changes that I made to the campaign, but I didn't do a full pitch because it's like there's the campaign, and I pitched all sorts of different channels, and I have no problem pitching on my own channel. But at the same time, you didn't come for that. You came to get to know me, and how can you get to know me if I'm always just talking about my comic book? I mean, again, that's the machine part, right? The algorithm makes us want to, or tells us that we have to do a certain thing to make a certain thing happen. So I reject all of that. And so while I'm using these machines to get the things I want done, let me see if I can just, maybe if I just do that, but I don't know. I don't, is that audio coming through? Um, Here, I'll hide that. Okay. Can you guys hear the audio of the music? Every time I click on that, it goes away. I don't know why it works that way. All right, so we're gonna stop. I'm still trying to figure this darn thing out. Some screens let you share audio. Look for the share audio checkbox. Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess that's the only way. All right. Well, then there you go. So interacting with chat is, yeah, okay, nope. Okay. I got you. I got you. Just being lazy today. Yeah, man. It is. And it's a beautiful day to be lazy. I mean, it's chilly though. I'm here in Middle Tennessee, and it's surprisingly just really chilly. Um, Now you guys should be hearing that. Yeah. Um, it's hard for me to, I'm trying to interact with you guys. Maybe if I pop this out, if it lets me pop it out. Um, Anyway. I like to throw your chats on up for everyone to see, but whenever I do, the audio is just gonna go, bye bye. So maybe I fix that. Maybe we do this. Let's mute the game, right? And then I'll just put some music in the background on StreamYards. Maybe that'll help. We'll see. Like I said, I'm still trying to figure this out. But man, this music is banging though. So um I wish I could have this thing like auto put the chats up for me. That would be phenomenal. Um Maybe if I had a co-host, which I don't know if I want to do that yet. I'm not sure. I would rather just interact with you folks and read your chats out loud so that everyone in the class can hear. Let me see. I'm going to throw this in, see if you guys can hear that. A little smooth groove, a little something going on here. Something fun, I guess, as we play this game silently. maybe maybe it'll work that way. We'll find out. There we go. All right, I'll try not to do too much beatbox here. All right, full size. The music's really repetitive in this game anyway. It can be. Maybe when we actually get to a battle, I'll turn the music back on, because it's just easier for me to easy listening. Nice. Okay, good. I'm glad that it's working, Chris. That makes me happy, because that way, because there's nothing more. To me, there's nothing more distracting than hearing the audio keep going in and out. So, um, I will say, once we get into a battle, I will just kind of look over and I'll do my best to announce who says what, instead of clicking back and forth, um, in order to keep keep everything on the level. Because I don't know, man, the battles, you got to hear the soundtrack in this game, because it's so cool. Like, Shining Force is by far my favorite role playing game. Uh, Video game wise, anyway. Um, Defense potion. Uh, Probably Luke. All right, so let's talk to Mr. Emissary. I've heard all about you. Talk to our king. All right. What? Runefaust attacked Gardania? Hard to believe. Follow me, Max. Oh my. What? I have a tactician we should consult with on this matter. Uh-oh. Oh boy. The king is waiting for you. Yeah, right. Sorry. No, I don't mean to spoil, but stuff's about to go awry. Which, before it does, I'm gonna see if there's some treasure. Hey, I found a wooden staff, even though I don't need one. All right, here we go. Coming down here. Also, important to point out, the knights in this game, whether they're good or evil, which, by the way, these two, they're evil knights. Spoiler alert. For those who didn't watch me last week, you would have known that. But these are two dark knights. And I have nothing to say to you, Max of Guardiana. Or, yeah, Guardiana, yeah. I have nothing to say. Oh, wow. So they both say the same thing. That is hilariously funny. Okay. Here's this big mamma jamma. I think Kane? Surprised, Max? I think it's Alterone or Alteroni. I don't know the proper pronunciation. I guess it's not Alter 1. That would just be 2 on the nose. So yeah, Alterone. Alterone has already surrendered. Put him in a prison cell. Oh boy. I'll decide how to best dispose of him in a day or two. Yeah, okay. Whatever you say. Kane, you promised that Alterone would not be involved in any of this. Oh boy. All right, so Chris Faction says, what do you think of the geopolitical ramifications with West African trade among South Sudanese textile manufacturers? That's a hot button topic, I guess. I guess I would have to research that one. I have not been keeping up with the news, if that is news. My deepest apologies and condolences to those who do. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just want to see you go, huh? His follow-up comment is this. I mean, so, oh my gosh. Actually, I know somebody over in Uganda. We kind of touched base back when we were church-going folks. We touched base with a man who lives in Uganda, and we helped contribute to him and his family directly. And we helped them out quite a bit. But what we noticed that tends to happen is the more you help someone, the more they want, and so they kind of I guess they come to expect it, or they come to be dependent. And so it's kind of one of the it's become a sticky subject now. Like, it was cool in the beginning, and actually getting to know the man and his family and their situation, and be able to help them, send them items and send them money on different occasions. But when the only interaction you have with someone is for them to have a handout, it's kind of like, what are we doing here? So um, that doesn't mean that but I'm not without charity. It's just, at what point does something go from being a charity to being enabling someone else? So anyway, I came to tell the king to fight, but Cain had already convinced him to surrender. Even though I'm in prison, I can still perform my duties. How can I help you? Well, I can either save, I can cure someone if they need a curing, promote somebody, which I'm nowhere near promotion yet, and then raise someone from the dead, which is fantastic. But I guess I'll save, even though I'm cheat saving thanks to modern technology, and this being an emulator, a sanctioned emulator, by the way. It's on Steam. Now there are mods on here that may or may not be sanctioned, but this game is not a mod. There, my record of your exploits is complete. Fantastic. Will you continue your journey? Of course. Can I help in some other way? No, I'm done. May the powers of light always be with you, Max. All right, so we're going to come over here, and we're going to rap on the door. The bars are solid. There's no way to break them. Footsteps approach. Yeah, you betcha. Hey, it's Chris, the non-faction type. Although she has her own faction. She's of the healing faction, I guess, if you want to call it that. Occupation, anyway. The time has come to strike back at Runefaust. I'm letting you out. Yeah, okay. Thought you were letting me out. Please help me save Alterone. I'll fight alongside you. I can heal too. Uh-oh, Chris joins the Shining Force, and now she's part of our group. Our group of, let's see, I was at 8, so she's number 9, 10. So, yeah, 10. We're total 10 so far. Okay. Right. There's a secret passage used in there. Okay, I'll be at headquarters. Please be patient a little longer. I'll get you out here soon. So I guess she's talking to the, what does he have to say? Even though, he's just the same. Okay, I'm just gonna, thanks. Yeah, okay. I am curious. Nothing's okay. All right, so we just go down here. So this leads to my headquarters, which earlier, to those that were hanging out, you could have seen what it was doing here. Same in any community, we're starting to see homeless more and more here, and as my town becomes more of a tourist market, we see tourists giving to the homeless and locals knowing what's up. Yeah, I mean, and that's going to happen. And some homeless people are content to have that freedom. There is a certain freedom in homelessness. Believe it or not, they rough it in urban jungle. It's kind of interesting. To kind of, because some of them they're very content in the lifestyle that they've grown accustomed to. They don't have the trappings of having to worry about rent and stuff like that, I guess. The only thing they have to worry about is holding on to their stuff. We're in a battle now. Lowly worms, I shall crush you beneath my heel. Attack, soldiers of Runefaust. Yep. Lord Cain, Lord Darksoul commands you to return to Runefaust immediately. Tell him I'm on my way. Yes, sir. A shame I can't stay to watch you meet your doom. My troops can handle the likes of you. Yeah, I bet. Alright. Well, we don't have anything to say except taste our steel. So, this is the combat of the game. So, this is the tactical portion, I guess you could say. So, to those of you who may not know, each character has a movement rating And so like, and this is my leader that I'm moving right now. Um, when I put him to the forefront, it attracts the bad guys all the more. So a lot of times, like they'll come running over here just to try to take out my leader, because the AI knows that if they take out my leader, the battle's over and they win. So this game, like you kind of have there's an interplay of like just how far do you want to push your leader out forward, um, without protecting him, because sometimes it's good to take risks, especially when you're right there at the end. You have the end of a character, an enemy. When you get their health down, that killing blow, actually produces the most amount. You get all the experience for the fight, or not all of it, but it produces a lot of experience, and so it's a really good way to level up people. And having the leader be kind of a few steps or a few levels higher than your other people is really good. So I guess we'll stay on until this battle's over. Maybe be a nice long stream. I mean, I, I don't know how many people would invest 3 hours watching me play a game and talk about comics and stuff, but I guess we'll see. uh, but to those of you that have been here this whole time, appreciate you, and thanks for those that are joining me later in the stream. So yeah, so right now I'm putting him out there, and it's just gonna make everybody just like show up. They're gonna show up and show out, I bet. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, those bats. Oh, okay, so that one's not really taking the bait. So we'll put May in front. She's got a spear now. She came with when she joined the party. She came with a bronze lance, which doesn't have a good range at all. Oh, by the way, I think I said it earlier, but all the knights in this game are centaurs, whether good or evil. So that's kind of a neat little lore thing about Shining Force. All knights are centaurs. All warriors are typically human. There are other warriors that are, other species, but like this guy, I think he's a human. He seems like a dwarf, but as you can see, like everybody's the same size in this view. And then Low, he's one of the healers. Gong, he works both. He does healing and and fighting. What am I doing? Okay. So maybe I'm going about this all wrong. We'll go with it. They'll figure it out. They'll probably have to scramble to try to figure out what I'm doing. The bats are coming. I know that. Okay, so it looks like the dark dwarves they're on the move, because they're like, whoa, they're going somewhere. Well, I've already decided to move this way. It is what it is. Oh, yeah, I even said that, didn't I? All right, so now that we're in the battle, I'm going to exit, and then we're going to go over here. Whoops, audio. Turn this on. Accept. And then I'm going to come over here. Maybe I'll leave it like really, really low. I don't think it'll create too much noise. All right. Now I'm going to go over here. We're going to go, whoops, I'm going to go full screen. There it is. All right, now she's probably going to get swarmed, but I want to do this because she has a spear, and I love the spear. So this is the combat. This is how it works. You know, they trade blows sometimes, and sometimes it's just a one hit, and then that's it. Like each person, yeah. Here it comes. Yeah, the evil knight, the rune knight. That's what they're called, rune knights. Okay. Oh, so the dark mage. That's the leader of the bad guys. Now this guy, put him there. And we're gonna have Ken over here. Yep. As support. Dow or Tao. It's Dow, I'm pretty sure. I mean, just like Taoism. I remember when I first played this game, I called her Teo because I didn't know what was up. The top 5 indie comics I've read this year. Indie comics. Well, that is a great question. So are you saying indie top 5 indie comic titles or like actual issues? Because like I collect, I've stopped collecting back issues of most Marvel and DC. There is one exception. I had to get the trade paperback version of the Punisher, Garth Ennis work. I don't know if that's too loud. I can't tell. I hope it's not. Let's say titles. Okay. Well, I can tell you the Lucent is really that comic is one that I have to go back. Like I had to read it, and then I had to go back and like slow down and pay attention. And I'm still perplexed, and I think that's by design, and I like that. So yeah, the Lucent Waking Dream is definitely on that list. Wraith of God, I've read that one 3 times now, and I really like it. And I love to just study the panel work and Aaron's, Lepresti's storytelling in that book is really good. I like what he does with the characters, and unlike like my dad doesn't really like the main character of Wraith. He thinks he's a butthole, but I think he does that because he doesn't want to get close to people because he doesn't want them to know what or who he really is. So that's but hey, I like being my own person, and just because my dad doesn't like something doesn't mean I can't, especially now. Let's see what else. I'm trying to think. I need to figure out a way to turn this down. This is aggravating. Maybe I know what I'm doing. I'll just turn it down on my. And I don't know if that system did that turn the volume down for everybody. Let me know. Like, is it really light now? So let me see what else. What other indie title? Oh, yeah, Hybrids. I've read all 9 issues so far of Hybrids, and they are chef's kiss. Especially that 9th issue. Like, what Luke does in that, he ties up like everything together really nice. And Chris Faction says that Wraith is an a-hole, but it's what makes his character so good. I'll agree with that, 100%. ISOM. So okay, so for ISOM, I like it. I like ISOM. It's good enough. It's a fine comic. The art and the storytelling in it, as far as like the way it's done, is very, very cinematic, and it feels like almost like I'm watching a TV show in a way. Um, I was kind of disappointed not to see much of the power set of either ISOM or Yaira yet. There was a whole lot more hype behind it, so I'm looking forward to seeing what Ripa does. But I mean, for those reasons, I don't like. I would put it on like number six. No, no offense to anybody. I just and and I'm not trying to spoil anything. It's just I like where the character's going, because I think there's a lot of things that when you're establishing a character, you've got to get to a place where you're making a character, um, like the decisions that the character makes, whether they're rash or otherwise, have to have consequences. And I think that's kind of what is set up in that first book. There's a certain level of rashness that is probably going to wind up biting Isom in the butt, eventually, if not sooner. Um, Man, and I'm going to lose this battle, but that's okay. What's so cool about this game is when you can lose a battle. Actually, let me back this up. I think I'll do this, because I have the range now. You can lose a battle, and then you retain all the experience from the earlier battles, so you can only just get stronger. But anyway, um, let's see. I'll say honorable mention. And I mean, again, I'm not trying to stick only with CG books either. But I could say like honorable mention would be Tiger Blue. Um, to me, like the story wise in that one, um, I mean, it's good. It's fine. I was a little disappointed that a certain character meets his demise so early, but I've been reassured that that may not be may be there's a reason behind it, so we'll get to see that. My chief, if I have any gripes about it, is I would have rather that one been more black and white, rather than grayscale. But that's I mean that's I don't know if that's fair, because I know what it's trying to do, and it captures the essence of the old black and white films really nicely. So, and it's weird. It makes it very endearing in that regard, because the stylistic choices, because not only do you have that, but you also have the added technology, potential of using a QR code in the story to lead you to, so it becomes a multimedia experience, which I'm noticing Matt Fowler do in both that book, and then I also, when I'm back to that book, I also did the add-on for the Seicho 66 book. And again, it was another multimedia kind of thing, because there was a QR code in there, and it kind of it gives another dimension for the book. So I mean, those two definitely, in their own way, I enjoyed them, for what they were, and I like what I'm seeing. So, but as far as like favorite, I don't know. Favorite's kind of strong for me on those, but hey, good stuff. Okay, so top of my list. Um, let's see. We did Isom, we did Lucent, we did Wraith of God, and I'm trying to think what else, because there's another book. So I discovered a hidden gem that I had no idea even existed. Back in the early 2000s, there was a comic book company that came up, and it was called Future Comics, and it was let's see. I know I'm going to be like skipping a bunch of talent that's there right now, right off the top of my head, but I can tell you that Bob Layton and David Michelini were there, and they wrote some really cool stuff. And they wrote and drew, the collaborative teams. And of course, I think they only had three titles. But I'm telling you, like what got my attention was I was at a toy comic convention in my area, and I was looking through. A buddy of mine, he had invited me there, and uh, I was actually able to set up a table and didn't cost me anything beyond just the admission, standard admission. So that was kind of cool. He had extra space, and the people, I guess, they didn't show up, and so I just was able to take over the table. So that was really great. But while I was there, I was looking through his comics, and I found this one, and it got me. And you know what, I'll tell you what, maybe I'll go, find it. To show you, but it's called Death Mask, all one word, and it has what got me about the image on the cover was it had a Vegas kind of theme going with it, and we had just got back from Vegas. Um, my wife and I we went out west last summer, and so I thought in the cover also it has this pulpy feel to it, and I was like, man, this book looks really fun. Um, and so that caused me to I just bought it off of him among a bunch of other titles, old Image comics primarily. I'm collecting a bunch of Rob Liefeld's work. Um, both stuff that he's drawn and then also things that he was involved with, because I think it's I enjoy his enthusiasm, and I really love what he does as far as the comics are always fun. You can say what you want about him as an artist. I have absolutely no problem with his art. I thoroughly enjoy it, and I think he's definitely been he's done a lot for comic books in general, is and keeping the hype train going for so many different titles. So anyway, not to go too far on that tangent, but anyway, so I saw this book, and it was Death Mask, and after reading it, it was Death Mask number one. I wanted more, and when I researched it, I found that they had, Future Comics produced the thing, and they had another title called Free Mind, and then they had another title called Metallics. Now, I don't have any Metallics comics yet. I do plan on getting some soonish. But then again, like right now, I'm not in the spending mode outside of my own comic book. I'm looking to, actually, this might be a good time for me to bring it up again. I am planning to, fire up my Whatnot account and start doing some live auctions on there, to start auctioning off a bunch of my collection to go towards funding the production of Chrome Dog, both Chrome Dog 1 and then if I can make enough, over into Chrome Dog number 2, to kind of help me, get that rolling. But anyway, so I discovered Free Mind. I found Free Mind at, actually, I think I bought it online. I found an eBay auction where it was like 7 comics for Free Mind. So I got the whole thing, because the thing that happened, and this is what's fascinating to me, because I mean, to those of you out there, Bob Layton is a graphical genius. I mean, his pencil work and ink work, and just, I mean, he's really good, and I like his work. And Dave Michelini, his writing is phenomenal. And with Free Mind, once I got that in and I got to reading it, like that is definitely, that tops my list, I think. Because it is indie, you asked, top 5. So Free Mind, from start to finish. I mean, of course, the finished is, I think, issue number 6. So I've got Free Mind 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then the company went under. and I don't know what happened with it. I think maybe they overextended themselves, possibly. But uh, big shout out to Dave Michelini, because, and I hope I'm saying your name right, um, because he is a very down to earth person. I reached out to him on Facebook, and just in a message, and kind of kind of told him how much he inspired me, and and kind of like encouraged him about about the stuff from back then. And he's just very, very gracious, especially to be able to respond to me. I mean, I think that's really neat, to have people that are willing to do that. I mean, I'll shout out Frank Cho as well. He's a cool dude. I was asking him just to see if he would do indie covers, but he says he actually responded to me and said that he's been working too. He's too busy with Marvel and DC stuff to do anything else right now. So, but he also encouraged me and said, that he he wishes me well in my endeavors, and I thought that was really neat. Because these folks, they don't have to respond. They don't. I don't. You know. Um, but as I've said in other places, when I entered this space, I always, I view each person and each interaction that I make, whether they're a writer or whether they're an artist, of any stripe. I view, anyone that has to do with comic book production, potential colleagues, and also people that I'm, potentially going to be working with, um, and possibly working for, because I have a certain level of copy editing skill and prowess. I can script, which, by the way, Chris, I know I'm playing a video game when I should be scripting your scripting your work. Now that I said that, I think I do need to crank out 10 more pages for you today. Um, so I'll get that. Don't you worry. Um, but let's see. All right, and then I'm trying to think who else, independent wise. Because I read so many things, and not all of them are current. Um, okay, well, I, okay, all right. So maybe this one has to get honorable mention. Um, let me do this. Let me, let's do this. Let's put it on the big screen. All right. So this is my Trapper Keeper. There are many like it, but this one's mine. Um, I bought it. I found it at dollar. Listen to me, at Office Depot. Um, which, by the way, this is where I keep all of my little stickers and chibi stuff. And the let's see, yeah, these are patches. Um, that's a patch. So anyway, just these are a bunch of the trading cards that I've collected. Oh, okay. I just thought of one. Okay, before we get to the honorable mention here, yes. Yes. Okay. So Free Minds number one. Number two is Only Death Can Save Us, which I only have the one issue that Arrow has produced. That's the only exposure I've had to it. I need to get my hands on the two graphic novels, that I think one has been produced already, and the other just is either wrapping up with the campaign, or not. Russ, I need to kind of research that a little bit, but I know that they were both in campaign. But yeah, Only Death Can Save Us is definitely number two. So Free Minds number one, Only Death Can Save Us number two. Um, Third would be The Lucent. Um, Fourth would be um, Wraith of God, and then number five would I mean, why not? It's Ripa. We'll do ISOM for my fifth one. So here's one that kind of like, it's not in the list, but we'll say it's honorable mention. So this is actually Plasm. It's a Jim Shooter title with Defiant Comics, and apparently he did a trading card um, I, I like to think of this, and whether or not this is whether or not he would say it, I like to think of this as a um, proto version of a crowd fund. And what I mean by that is he created a complete set of trading card games that when you collect all of them, that means you buy all the boxes, like probably one, if you bought a whole box, you should probably be able to get an entire, I would think, I mean, probably two boxes, we'll say, right? So you get two boxes of cards. You'll be able to, at least collect one full set. And when you have that full set, you get a full comic book. You get the Plasm comic issue number 0. So and so as you put them in the pages, I'll just show you again. So as you put the cards in the pages, you get these different panels. And you can flip through it and you can read it as a comic book. And like how cool is that? And not all of them are triptychs like you see down here, over here. You see this triptych, but above it, you've got different panels and whatnot. And and then some of them, you've got dual, like two panels side by side. And you can actually read an entire comic after you collect all of them. And I think, um, given how much it takes to manufacture a trading card set, versus like X amount of issues of a comic, it feels like this would have been a really good idea to not only market a book that he has in print already or is going to print with, but also a good idea to be able to get that cash flow in order to produce that comic, or get the comic book company off the ground. I don't know if it worked. I haven't done my research about Defiant Comics or Defiant Cards or whatever Defiant is, but at least Jim Shooter was willing to give it a shot. And so, you can find boxes of these cards on the market for like $18 to $20, depending on where you go. And so it's like a whole box, sealed box of booster packs, and you just open them up and then build out your collection and be able to own the zero, the number 0 of this comic. Really cool idea. And it's something that I'm inspired by, and I think it may be something that I want to do with the Ringgold verse, especially the Epsilon City stuff with the different characters that I plan to introduce, not just in Chrome Dog's own orbit, but also in their own pockets of the city, and then also the sectors. I'm building out a world here, and I would love to do something like that, to kind of generate hype and get people interested in what I've got going on. All right, so Chris Faction says, once you're done with my script, we should hop on together and you give me a live critique. It would be helpful for others starting out. Oh, so you want you want a live critique like here on air? Okay. um, I mean, the first thing I would have to always like, I'm just somebody. I'm not a nobody, but I'm just somebody, and I have my opinions, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's your book, man. And when someone kind of like, when you ask for someone to give you advice, you either take it or you leave it. um but don't hold it against me. Whatever it is. And I try to do things seasoned with a certain level of kindness. I'm not here to hurt anybody. I certainly am not jealous. Matter of fact, if I'm jealous of anything, it's I'm jealous over people, meaning I would rather defend your ability to write what you want to write than to come against you for writing it, if that makes sense. You know, there's more than enough negativity in the world. I don't want to add to it. And so, to me, if I look at a script, I can, I can get pointers. I can say, this or that. But again, I'm also just like, I'm also out here feeling my way through the dark. So I'm no expert. I'm just, there's certain things that I knew even coming into this, the, just from having a literary background and, going to college and all that stuff, like, and then also just looking at scripts, reading comics for a long time, paying attention to how things happen, that I may have something somewhat to offer. So and he says, Chris Faction says, I ain't scared. Well, I am. I'm scared to give my live opinion. But because that's the other thing too, while we're having this brief discussion. Um, the the other thing is having, folks, they ask for your opinion and then you give it, and then they like block you and then blast you. And I'm not saying that you're going to do that, but I am saying that I've seen other people do that to some of my fellow creators as well as friends at this point. And I'm not here to call anybody out, but I am here to say that, that kind of attitude, when you ask somebody for their honest opinion about something and then you give it, why? Unless they're just looking for attention, I don't understand the animus that happens. Like, I don't like, to me, it's, um, especially when a person's being helpful with their critique and not being mean. But there's so many people in this world that really want that affirmation from someone else, that I guess they're not getting anywhere else, because man's inhumanity to man is definitely the epidemic. um, it's become an epidemic. People, or a pandemic even. People are so used to dealing with unkindness that they have to somehow like dig deep and make themselves, puff themselves up to where they think that their script or their ideas or the way that they're going in the story is, cannot be challenged, and that it can only get praise. And if it gets anything that, other than praise, then scorched earth to anyone that dare oppose them. um so again, not saying that you would. It's just that would be why I would be scared. um and Chris says, I've seen that in music as well. I'm sure. And that's the thing, right? Like, this guy, okay, Chrome Dog, this is me drawing him, right? I'm brand new back to drawing. This is definitely, I'm not Luke Stone, right? This is not Luke Stone. This is me. Plenty of flaws with this initial image that I'm trying to produce. Um, but at the same time, someone can critique me if they want, or if I ask for it. I'm not going to be bothered, because I already know what I think of it. I don't, this isn't, I make no delusions. This is definitely no, Jack Kirby or Bob Layton here. Okay. This is me, and this is me at the beginning. I know that I have the potential for something greater, but at the same time, I can't, having that potential, I can't short circuit myself by limiting myself to saying, no, this is the best thing ever. It's like, I need to know. It's like, oh yeah, you didn't, you need to, you know I don't know, pay attention to the shading here, or do this better, or just at the end of the day, just do more of it and pick it up. um and maybe I trying to decide here. Okay, I think I'm gonna shift the focus here. Let me I'm gonna quick save, and I think I want to show, before I let everybody go. I was gonna finish this battle, but this conversation is way more interesting to me at this point, and I'm not by myself now. Um, so let me get this. Let me see if I can. And I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble, but I know you're probably tired of hearing me say that. But while I go try to find these comics that I can show off, I'm gonna put it on Night Ride again, and hopefully I don't lose you guys. Let's see. All right, let's get you up and at it here. In the meantime, I don't have. In the meantime, check out Projectile Reptile on Fund My Comic. I'm gonna leave that up there, and then I'm gonna put this in here. That way you can kind of watch this. I'm going to pause myself or mute myself. All right, let's get this back going here. Let me turn this off. All right, let's hide that. Yes, iron does sharpen iron, and all right, let's get that banging music back on. Or actually, it's still there. There we go. All right. So a while ago, I mentioned Death Mask, and it also reminded me when I went to grab what I was saying. There is another comic that probably would make my list. It's too bad and actually, you know what? It would make my list and bump ISOM off. Sorry, Ripa. But so here's the cover that got me. Like seeing this cover and seeing the golden nugget up here, and like, what is this? You know, what's going on here? Look at that old style weapon. He's got magic coming out of his hand. Like he's got a cool costume. And then like down here we got other. Yep. Okay. Dave Michelini, Giordano, right? And then Bob Layton. So yeah, Giordano, I guess, is on pencils, and then Layton's on inks. And it was like, I was like, what is this? And so I got it and I cracked it open, man. And so stylistically, let me just say this. This comic really inspired me. And I'll show you why. So I open it up and I'm like, okay. So I saw the cover and I see this, right? But then I look over here and I'm like, what is this? right? And then the next few pages is all this art in this style that's like, it looks like it's painted. It's like this painted style. And turns out this whole sequence was a dream sequence that the main character, this mysterious guy who we see the back of his head there, who wears the death mask, like it's a little bit of kind of like a pulling back of the curtain of who he is. And then here we get some backstory. We've got this detective who's kind of on the hunt to try to find the guy, and so it goes on into the story. So it is very, like, it's very pulpy in what it's doing, and he doesn't care. Like, this guy uses magic and he uses bullets. Like, he doesn't care. He also doesn't care about killing people, which, I mean, as a vigilante goes, I mean, yeah, okay, I get that. I would want him to be more of a hero, but hey, I'm along for it, right? But unfortunately, I only have 2 issues that feature Death Mask, and that is Death Mask number 1 and Free Mind number 0. And this one kind of like introduces Death Mask in a way. He has like a little cameo in it, but Free Mind, this book is really fun. This is a really cool concept. Totally in my bailiwick. Like, I'm all about cyberpunk, and this is like very cyberpunk, very fun stuff. I'm telling you, whatever they were doing at Future. Matter of fact, here it says, including Future Comics, Mystic Marauder Death Mask, right there at the bottom. So he shows up in this story. Yep, August 2002. So early 2000s, man. That was when a lot of indie stuff was starting to kind of foment again. So I think a lot of people were disappointed with Marvel, had been disappointed with both Marvel and DC for a while back then. And of course, I checked out in like mid to actually, yeah, I'd say the late 90s. I was like, what is this? They were doing some really wacky stuff with Punisher. I was just not with it anymore. And so then, then while I was in the Army, that's when Welcome Back Frank came out, and love that. I love that whole series. Chris says, reading Ninja Hunter Bear right now. It's a really awesome period piece. I think I remember seeing that. And that was on crowdfund, I think. And then that looks awesome. Yeah, it is, all of it. But that's the sad thing, man. Free Mind only goes to, so this is issue number 1. So that's what the issue number 1 looks like for Free Mind. This is issue number 2. I have 2. I have like 2 of every one of these, because not every one. I think I have like 2 of the first 6 or so, because I bought multiples. I had bought some off of eBay, and then I went ahead and took advantage of a sale at a comic shop. So there's that. It's kind of funny. Every girl is crazy about a sharp-dressed android. Doesn't really roll off the tongue like that song from ZZ Top. And then this is kind of cool. And then the final issue is this one. But I'm pretty sure that is the final. So June 2003, and that sounds about right. Yeah, man. Like, by that time they were done. They just couldn't. They couldn't. They put the cart before the horse, I guess. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, they shut their doors. By they, I'm referring to Future Comics. All right, so this is the comic series. I only have issue 1 and issue 2 right now. I do plan on collecting more once I'm actually able to, divert funds again. Once we actually go to print and fulfillment and everything for Chrome Dog. But So the Hawk of New York. Um, this is like the backside, kind of giving a preview for issue number 2. Fall of 2014. So this is put out by a gentleman by the name of Randall Bishop, or Randy L. Bishop. I think he's Randall Bishop. Big shout out to him at, oh my gosh, Time Bound Entertainment. That's the name of his outfit. Let me see if I can throw a link in the chat for you. And I've actually been made fun of for enjoying this. I'm not going to say by who or what, but I don't care, because there's some things in this world that is just good, wholesome, fun stuff, and it doesn't matter that it doesn't look the best, or it doesn't matter that someone thinks that it's trash or whatever. But to me, it's not always about that. It's about storytelling, and it's about choices of how to present a story, how you're going to make the story happen, right? And I mean, this is his art style, or at least it was from 2014. But I mean, I'm totally there, because it's black and white. He did all of this by hand. Okay, all of it, even the writing. I mean, the lettering. Okay, everything. It's on newsprint. Okay, it's black and white. It's freaking phenomenal. Look at this. Look at that. And he does this throughout the book to ground us in a certain time period. These are lyrics, song lyrics, and he does it in different key moments of the story. And I mean, I like this. And it's okay to like this. This is indie comics, man. And he definitely Randy Bishop and the Hawk of New York belongs in my list. And I wouldn't have even discovered him had I not brought up a topic on Twitter. I had recently learned of the demise of a character that I grew up really liking from the X-Force, named Warpath. And I started kind of looking around and taking stock in how, and I also was learning about my own heritage, and that I may in fact have Native American or what could be better said, American Indian blood in me, in my past lineage. And I'm looking around, and I'm seeing how marginalized American Indians and their culture, not only their culture, but also their hallmarks, including and this is going to be spicy, and I don't really care, including the Redskins, the Washington Redskins, which I used to think was Washington State. How naive. It's Washington, D.C. The D.C. Redskins, and now they're called the Commanders because of political correctness. And it all comes down to people being offended on someone else's behalf, supposedly. But in the meantime, there are so many American Indians who actually, different tribes and different groups within tribes that actually see it as a badge of honor and something to be proud of, to have the likeness of an American Indian, reflected on helmets and as a mascot for a football team, or in a baseball team, or even Chicago Blackhawks. Hello. I've even heard about how the Seminoles down in Florida, they're the tribal leaders there, like that is their it's almost like that college, even if they wanted to change their mascot, they're not allowed to, because it's almost like it's owned by the Seminole people. And I think that's really it's really telling that our culture places such a premium on race, except when it comes to the quote unquote indigenous people. Let me see if I can get myself on the screen here. I just want to kind of show this a little bit. There we go. Or maybe we'll do that. There we go. And so this is Randall's website, and yeah, I plan on collecting as much of his issues as possible because I just love and this Boger. Oh my gosh, Mitch. Crap, I forget his last name. I'm sure if I click on this, it'll show me. Mitch Rogers. That's a cool character that he's got going that I'd love to read his stuff too. Celtic Cross Studios. But anyway, so when I posted this Twitter thing about oh, okay. He says, "Oh man, be right back. I gotta put out the next match for the CG Brawl." All right. Well, thanks for coming, Chris, and maybe I'll still be here. Because it looks like I've got about 9 minutes. I think 3 hours is definitely plenty of time. And I thanks for being here with us. Anybody who's dropped out. But anyway, so I posted that I asked about aside from Warpath, how many other characters are American Indian or have that ancestry and whatnot. And so there were people posted different characters in this, and that's when Randall Bishop kind of chimed in, and he said, well, my character Hawk of New York does, and he showed me, I think, the first image that I would actually see of him. And I don't know if he has any character art shown here, but it's a really cool turnaround piece of the Hawk of New York. Oh, and another thing I want to brag on Randall about is this is a patch. So like I bought these 2 issues and it was all in like one pack. It came with 2 CDs, which kind of like gets you grounded in the universe too. Very just I don't know, man. It impressed the socks off of me. All of it. So check it out sometime. Time Bound Entertainment. He's doing some really fun stuff over there, and he's recently retired from the Army, and as far as I know, he still lives down in Georgia, doing his thing. But anyway, so yeah, that's been my show. Let's see. Stop screen. There we go. Get that off there. Trying to think, was there something else I wanted to show or talk about? Guess not. Well, all right, everybody. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. I'm going to go to work working on a script for, knocking out a few pages of editing a script for Chris Faction here in the chat. And then I'll probably do some writing of my own. So, just remember, get out there, make something, do something that's going to enrich the life of someone else, and just, don't forget to be human. So until next time, enjoy our wild America. Bye, everybody.